Greetings one and all. Welcome back to my kitchen here today, where I'm going to be making a very special recipe. Or for me it's quite special. It's something I've been making for many years, or enjoying for many years, and I'm not going to take credit for this recipe. It's from, actually I'll show you the book. This is an old book, I think originally published in the 70s by author, hang on, let's see if I can get it down there, Charmaine Solomon, The Complete Asian Cookbook, which was kind of the very first book I ever discovered on Asian cooking, that really sort of gave you more authentic type recipes, you know, actually, you know, goodness forbid, making your own curry paste from scratch and roasting your spices and all that sort of technique that back then sort of we didn't really know about much in Australia. And anyway, this is I've gone through several copies of this book over the years, lost it, moves and stuff. I think the first copy I ever brought probably cost 20 or 30 bucks or something. That copy I just showed you cost me $2 from a charity shop, bookshop. I discovered it there, and man, I just couldn't wait to throw it in my shopping bag. All right, let's get on with it. The dish is Kashmiri leg of lamb, and I kind of did a version on it on my channel a couple of years ago where I use lamb shanks, but this is the actual proper recipe for a leg of lamb. All right, let's get on with it. Enough rambling on. So to start with, we're kind of working with two marinades here, and this is going to marinate for at least 24 hours, but I might even leave mine for 48 hours. In fact, I'm planning to. So, and she says in the book, if you can, leave it for 48 hours. But I'm sure it's fine after 24 hours. First, marinade number one. I've already started here. I've got 4 large cloves of garlic that I've grated, just thrown in this little bowl. I've got a big knob of ginger that I've grated. Now to that, I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper. Go with our spices next. A little wheel of spices, whatever you want to call it. I've got a teaspoon of cumin powder. Cumin. My pronunciations on some things are terrible. I've got a teaspoon of powdered turmeric. I've got half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Half a teaspoon of cardamom powder. A quarter teaspoon of cloves, ground cloves. Now in the book she says, I think she says half a teaspoon of chili powder, or less if you want, or more if you want. It's not supposed to be a spicy dish. I've gone with 1 teaspoon. That's my hot one. I can't help myself. But as you'll see, that won't be too spicy. So yeah, just not waste any of them spices. Now to that, we want to add a couple of tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Just mix that up. Alrighty, now our leg of lamb, I've got a 2.5 kg leg of lamb. I think that'll be about £5, something like that, bone in. Now the first thing I want to do is just make a heap of, just with my sharp pointy knife, a heap of slits all over the meaty bits. over. The reason I've four-lined this is actually I'm actually gonna cook it in this tray as well as do the marinade in it, and that's purely because I'm lazy to save washing up. I highly recommend you do the same thing. Alright, phase one of the marinade looking good. Alrighty guys, now stage two of our marinade is going to sort of be yogurty, nutty based. So into my processor here, I've already thrown in a 1/4 cup of yogurt. Now here I took a good pinch of saffron strands, and I've had them soaking in hot water for about 15 minutes. I'm going to throw them, water and all, into that yogurt. Now here I've got a mixture of about a 1/4 cup each of raw almonds and raw cashews. Now in Charmaine's book, she's got the 1/4 cup of almonds. She's also got 1/4 cup of pistachios, but I had these cashews already here, so I didn't want to waste them, so I'm using cashews instead. Now I've just had them soaking in hot water too for about 10 minutes. So in the recipe it says blanched. I assume that'll do. Now I'm just going to whiz them up. If I can find the lid, there it is. I'm just going to throw a little more yogurt into that, just to help those nuts get a little bit more chopped up yet. And the paste is a little bit thicker than what I think it should be, so there, give it a helping hand. Okie dokie. So I've got that yogurt and nut saffron marinade. Now all we're going to do this time, I'm not putting it on the bottom. We're just going to sort of coat it over the top. I'm going to use all of it. Now last thing we're going to do is just drizzle a little bit of honey over the top. Now in Charmaine, just referencing her book again, she says 3 teaspoons. Well, that's all that I think's left in this one, so I'll probably use most of this. And that'll make it easier being a squeezy. Now I'll just get that covered, and I'm going to put it in my fridge, and like I say, I'm going to leave that for 2 days, so I'll see you in a couple of days. Alright guys, so here we are, a couple of days later, as I said. So all I've done is I pulled this out of the fridge a few hours ago, because I want to get it to room temperature before I cook it. Let's just check and see what we're dealing with here. Not that I expect it'll be much to look at. Alright, so there we go, there's our lamb ready to go, Kashmiri lamb. Now all I'm doing now is I've got the oven preheating to a high temperature, around 230 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to cook that covered with this foil at that temperature for about half an hour. Then I'm going to take the cover off. I'm going to pull it out, take the cover off, reduce the temperature to around 170 degrees Celsius, and then cook it until it's done. So approximately 1 3/4 hours, or around 2 hours. We'll just keep checking it as we go. So a bit of a slower, lower cook for the last couple of hours will Charmaine quotes half an hour, 1 3/4, but she also says half an hour per pound. That's £5, so it doesn't add up, but we'll just check it as we go. Alrighty guys, so I've sliced up and plated up some of my lamb here. Just serving it with some basmati rice. There's lots of juice and lots of that yummy sort of yogurt, sort of scorched coating. Some of it's cooked, some of it's sort of not cooked. It's all it looks really good. It was really tender to cut up. I don't know if you saw that. Try it. It literally just melts in your mouth and you just get all those beautiful flavours. It's permeated right through the meat. It's, man, you got to try that. Now I know, like, it looks complicated because it took a couple of days, but it's actually a really easy recipe when you break it down and look at what actually you had to do. It wasn't that much. It's more about just being patient, I guess, and it is so worth it. I really hope you try this one, guys. Alright, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. You guys are great. Really appreciate it. I know I say it every video, and I say it every video, but I only say it every video because I really mean it. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, can I just ask you, hit that subscription button. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no obligation. Just helps me out a bit. And even better if you hit that little bell icon, the notification icon. All that does is it alerts you when I upload a new video, because which is good for me because I'm not on a fixed schedule. I'm a shift worker, blah blah blah. I've said that before. I try to get a couple of videos up a week, but yeah, that bell will let you know when they upload. Alright, I will see you all next time.